Okay, I'm now going to attempt to tell you everything that I've knit in September. I can tell you what I have mastered in September is regrowth. Definitely need to get to the hairdresser and sort all this out. But everything I've completed, well, everything I've knitted in September completed is a different story. We're going to start with, I think we'll start with these. This is the prototype version. The first thing I completed this month was a pair of mittens for my barbel, which have calcifer from How's Moving Castle on one of the palms. This was the prototype. Was not particularly thrilled with the prototype, so I didn't even bother finishing it or attaching a thumb to it. I just moved on and tried a different method, and then it worked out much better, but it was fun having a go, to say the very least of those. I'll insert a picture here-ish of the finished mittens. The second thing I completed in the month of September is, you might recognise this. This is the August panel of the woven blanket. So parts of it are right, parts of it are wrong, most of it is wrong. Let's not look too closely at this section, it's all wrong. I quite enjoyed knitting this section. It said it was broken rib, but it's not broken rib, but it's quite nice. The checkers was quite fun. The bottom two sections were, well, the second two sections were quite fast, to be honest. I do like the way that the colours join when they're done correctly, but I still have to get around to working out why I haven't managed to follow the instructions well enough to get it joined correctly on both sides. Maybe I should just read the instructions. Then I would have gotten started on the next panel, only the yarn was delivered in lockdown, but I don't know where to, and it went missing. So I reordered it, and now I have the replacement yarn and instructions, so I need to get that sorted and move on and do that, because now the last section of that's come together. So I would like to say I am going to get that done this month. 2 sections. That's what I'll do. I'll get the September and August sections done in October. I think I'm dreaming. Then we went through a series of hats. So Rebecca had a birthday in lockdown. I had a birthday in lockdown, and so did Khalid, that I made the mittens for. So I made Rebecca a beanie in purples. Rebecca's mum liked the beanie, and so I decided to make her a beanie as well, the Mandy beanie. So that pattern got released on my website, so I'll show the Rebecca hat and the Mandy beanie. The Mandy one's got a single braid up the side, and so she loves her hat, and she's been wearing it around. Green's her favourite colour. Then what did I knit and complete? Actually, that's 3 things completed so far. 2 hats and a pair of mittens. 1 panel of a blanket doesn't count. I forgot about this thing that I'm about to show you, which says a lot about who I am as a person. It's spring here in New Zealand, so what did I knit? Dropped it. Pumpkin. Another pumpkin pattern to go on the old blog. This pattern was released earlier on. It's just a nice, simple pumpkin in fall colours. I really like orange. So I really like autumn, so I get quite excited about the fact that technically I get autumn twice, because everybody that I watch on YouTube and everybody that is really following my blog is from America, so I follow the American seasons mentally. But I get my own autumn later on. But we're in spring, love spring, made a pumpkin. I'll put the link to the pattern in the thing down there as well. But that's a really easy, quick make. So I did that. Then there's one of those things that makes me look a little bit nuts. But it should be noted that I was in lockdown for the first couple of days of the month. I think I was back at work on about the 6th or 7th of September. See, on this website, people don't know Erensto. But Erensto was my teaching assistant over lockdown. And so he needed a wee jumper. So among other things, he got a set of fairy wings so that I could teach Midsummer Night's Dream. He got a Greek theatre mask so that I could teach Greek theatre. He got a skull, just in case I moved on to do Hamlet. It's this little jumper. Reasonably proud of his little jumper. There's some short rows going on there. There's hand holes. There's a double centre decrease down the middle with a bit of a matching theme going on there. Matches my blue jumper that I made from the Rosary Apparel pattern. So Erensto got a jumper. I'm not really sure that counts, but it was a couple of evenings of working away at that for no reason. Erensto needs to go back to class. He's been wagging school. Don't really. I could show you his wings, his unicorn horn, his skull, his Greek theatre mask, but that feels like being a little bit extreme. Oh, and a little he's got a crown, so that on formal Fridays I could wear my tiara and he could be my prince. Yep, lost the plot. So over lockdown, the Woven released the Mindful Cowl. I finished mine. Each day you did a couple of rows and it formed an unusual pattern depending on what you were feeling and how you were feeling and that sort of thing. So that's kind of cool. I love the yarn. I'm still not sure about the lime green in the middle of it or that sort of thing. I think personally I would have more stitches in a cowl so that it can dangle a little bit more, but I like the height of the cowl, so yeah, I was in lockdown long enough for a decent sized cowl. So that's going to be my walking on cold days cowl now. Yes. And then basically I've been working on the Cyrus jumper from Wool and the Gang. And I did manage to, the last time I did an update with this, because I didn't touch this all the way through August, I think I just had the lower band. So I now have a full front. Quite enjoy the shades. Do want to get this finished ASAP because it's cotton and it's spring and soon it's going to be the right temperature to wear it, and then soon it's going to be too hot to even think about clothes. So I finished the front, I finished the back panel, and now I'm on to I just jiggled everything. I'm on to the sleeves. Now the pattern says that the sleeve should be I should stitch everything up and then pick up stitches along the sleeve edge to knit the stitches into the sleeves. But to be honest, I'm already struggling with RSI at the moment, and so slipping into tiny projects is a good thing. This one would be so heavy if I had the front and back panel plus 2 sleeves on it to try and complete. So that's the top of the sleeve. So as far as knitting goes, we're about here down one arm. We're at an elbow length. So hopefully, now that we're about to go into school holidays, I'll be able to complete this sweater. That's famous last words. Oh, and there was one other thing that I did complete knitting, and I will have to put in a picture of it here. Emma in my class, who I've known since she was the photos, it was her birthday, and so I knitted her a tiny lemon because she's a tiny lemon. Yeah. So in the roundup of things I made this month, I made a lemon, I made a pumpkin, I made a jumper for a stuffed rodent, I made a pair of gloves with calcifer on them, I made a cowl that I didn't need, and I'm working on a jumper. And I fell behind on my blanket. So that's sort of, oh, and I finished the jumper for my sister. I will have to put in a picture of it here because I've already given it to her and she's wearing it. And she hasn't sent me a picture of herself wearing it yet. Because she's got 4 children, I don't think she's got the time to take a photograph, to be completely honest. But that was from the sleeves that my mother left when she died, and then knitting the front and back so that she's got a jumper out of Mum's knitting. I left all of the strange little yarn tags Mum put in to label various stitch distances. So I couldn't bring myself to cut them out. So there's a few odd things about it. I couldn't darn in some of the ends because it was too funny to leave them. Yeah, and it was just an interesting project. And that pattern will be released today over on the blog, actually. It'll be available in just basically, it's a medium-sized woman's jumper. So a bit smaller than me, because I'm definitely not a medium. I'm a large or an extra large. I'm an extra large, let's be completely honest, or a 2XL if I'm going to be telling the truth. But it's quite a baggy, no, cozy jumper on a medium. It does fit me, and it fits me as a fitted jumper, which you'll see in the picture over here. But that pattern's being released for free over on the blog, and if you wanted to knit it, you're more than welcome to. And I will put some instructions as to how you can modify it if you are larger than medium and you wanted to make it. But it's a really easy knit, and I'm quite proud of what I came up with from the random sleeves. She does have another set of random sleeves, so I've got to work out what to do with them yet. But I need to find the matching yarn to the random sleeves that she's got and work out exactly what size they are, because it appears to be child sleeves. Yeah. So what are my plans for the coming month? Finish this and the blanket, get up to date on that. But I also did... I started this hat that's been designed. It's going to have some, not ear flaps, but dangly bits. So this is with the Skeins Vintage Abroad yarn. It's really lovely in the colour Truffles. I've started this. That shouldn't take too long to finish. So that should be finished by the time you next see one of these updates. And because this is hilarious... This is why we use the yarn stoppers, people. Might edit some of that pulling out because I've just pulled out my laptop and my iPad and all the rest of it. This is where we're up to on my sock project. It should be noted that I was about here at the 10th of August-ish when I went into hospital. And then I was about here during lockdown when I was still on the medication for pain and stuff like that. And so it's been a slow process to make a sock. But I'm this far through. This yarn's called Mars Experiment, which is why I bought it, based solely on the name of the yarn. So I think we'll just keep popping in with an update on where the sock is up to. Yeah. So I want to finish the Cyrus sweater. I want to finish the blanket pieces. I need desperately to stitch this up and release this pattern because it's been waiting for too long and there are people waiting for it. And I would like to start my Stevie cardigan that I bought myself for my birthday from my mum's money. And I would like to start my yellow cardigan that's in the back of my head, because I really like the yellow cardigan in the back of my head. And every now and again I get dressed and I go, oh, I could wear my yellow cardigan, but my yellow cardigan doesn't exist. And I have got this burning desire to do two things. One, vest for myself. Why do I want to knit myself a vest? Because everyone's wearing one and I don't even own a pair of jeans, so why am I making a vest? Who knows? But I would like to make a fitted vest around my fitted vest shaped self. And I think I've got some grey yarn to do that in. And I would also like to make a child's vest, because I have a vision of a child's vest in my head. And I think I've got a yarn that will work quite nicely for that in my head. And then I would like to release both of those patterns, because I haven't released a vest pattern, actually. So that's everything that I have knit in September. It's a lot more than I thought I was going to get through when we got back to work so early. It's not as much as I would have liked to have completed. Oh, wait, there is one other thing that I've just seen. Yeah, I don't think it really counts, though. 19th of September is Suffragette Day here, and we were the first country in the world to grant women the right to vote. So, made a camellia because it's a symbol of women's suffrage here in New Zealand. And I released that pattern on the 19th of September. Popular patterns on the blog, website, whatever you want to call it, have been the remembrance poppies. So that's actually really quite nice. There's a lot of people knitting those for VA groups, and yeah, that's really nice. So October, spooky season. Not spooky season for me, I don't do spooky season, but it's spooky season, and pretty much that's what I've got planned. I do still have some hat projects that need to happen. I've got some Pokemon based projects that need to happen. I've got a sheep that needs to be finished. And started, well, he started, but a sheep that needs to be finished. And I've got a whole box of projects. So yeah, if nothing else, filming these videos does make me think that I need to become more organised with my time. I will see you for another update in a month as to what I've managed to achieve, or if, as is usual in these updates, now that I've done 2 and I'm such an expert, we're now going to see that I'm going to do none of the things I've told you I'm going to do, and just embark on a whole other bunch of options. So, take care. Take care of yourselves and take care of those around you, and I shall see you anon. Bye.